Welcome back to another episode of the Mangamentality Podcast. And before we go on, I want to thank everybody who subscribed. And if you're not, like, share, comment, tell your friends and family. But again, to the fans, we appreciate y'all. And with that, welcome my co-host,
Shimon J. You can follow me on Instagram at shimon.j.
And our guest host,
SCA, BAP. It's your boy C. Nice to see you.
Let's get right to it.
All right, y'all. So the streets been talking.
Mm-hmm.
The streets have been talking. Okay. And this is some years now.
Mm-hmm.
They said one of the biggest types of movies and comics have been on the decline.
Oh, it's a fact.
And we talking about Marvel.
Yeah.
They said they on a decline. The hardest movie that's been dropped in the longest time is Endgame. And after that, it's just nothing has been comparable to anything before.
Cap.
Allegedly.
Cap.
And we talking about them series that they have on Disney Channel. Mm-hmm. We talking about the movies that they put out. All of that. I've heard it's trash.
Cap.
And they said the runner-up. Is manga.
Okay.
And they foresee manga taking its place. What y'all think about that?
I'll say, first I want to address Marvel.
I said a couple things.
Yeah. I want to get to Marvel first.
Yeah.
I watched Endgame.
Yeah.
Thanos was like the bane of Marvel. He was dropping quote after quote,
hard
after quote.
Right.
He said, "You tried to escape your destiny, and where did it bring you? Back to me."
No, another part.
Come on.
I'm inevitable.
You can't get past that.
I'm inevitable.
You can't get. He was him. They wrote Thanos an L. That boy should take over the whole dimension.
All that or a drop of blood.
Come on. He was like a faction.
Yeah, they can say exactly. They can say what they saying. But that was tough. Thanos is literally the best villain in Marvel history, in my opinion.
He was. It's not negotiable. He really was like he was cutting up. Like, it was like he was having fun. Like
hold on, one more thing. They said that he slapped the Hulk calm. He slapped him calm. He didn't come back the whole movie.
He not back still.
He's still back.
Oh, we got 2 movies in a series. He's still a bum. How you get
Bro turned him to a professor.
He's talking about no.
Man turned Hulk into a Huxtable.
Nah, he turned.
Like, come on, Hulk, we need you. No.
He turned the Hulk into Bruce Banner. He hit him with a 4-piece combo. He was done. He never came back.
He picked the man up.
He went from throwing cars, leveling buildings, jumping and grabbing spaceships. He ain't so much as run in the past like 5 years.
Listen,
bro.
he went from the whole movie in Ragnarok. Was it Ragnarok?
Yeah. Bro,
Like
he was out
for years.
Yes.
He was out for years on that planet. Just for him to get slapped back in, like never coming back again by Thanos.
You know what the worst part is? You gotta remember, Endgame. It's like the next day. Yeah. It's like Ragnarok happened, and then not even the next day, a couple seconds later. Yeah, like a couple seconds later. So he was a gladiator the day before.
Yeah.
Thanos hit him with that one combo.
Listen.
Done.
Listen.
Years of conquest come to a halt, never to be visited again.
And y'all think that manga's gonna beat that?
Yes.
But the reason why
it's on decline.
Yeah.
Because now it's a power struggle, right? Because manga's been building. You got some of these shows that's been running since like 1998, right? You got shows that's still up and running, and then on top of that, you got a new wave. Think about how many people have started watching anime, like seriously. Like you start watching anime seriously now.
Yeah.
But it's because these new shows, because you've heard about Dragon Ball. You already know what that's about. But it never like called to you. But you hear these new shows coming out, like, okay, I'll give it a try. Yeah. Right? Remember when you first started watching Demon Slayer, you didn't really care for it that much. I'm like, fine, you guys, it's on Netflix, I'll watch it, fine.
Yeah.
And then you
watch
it.
You
once
get sucked in.
You get pulled in. Yeah, you see Tanjiro.
If you understand, if you're a person that admires plots, if you're a person that admires cinematography, you're gonna enjoy that show.
Facts.
Like, I don't care how cool you think you are. I don't care how old you think you are. You watch one episode of Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is the starter. You're going to get sucked into anime.
It's just, really, I'm going to tell you to the
it's
fans,
inevitable.
it's a perfect starter.
Yeah.
Because, bro, our grandma watches Demon Slayer.
Yes.
She sits there. Typically, she's like, oh, it's too much. I walk away and leave. No. Oh, it's the boy with the sword. Yes.
Exactly.
The boy with the sword has returned. He has come back to save the day. It's just how it starts. It's a starter anime.
Yeah.
The new generation, the new wave is pulling in people who wouldn't have given it a chance had they not seen it. Had they not seen Jujutsu Kaisen. Have they not seen Mob Psycho? Have they not seen Demon Slayer?
The Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Don't forget.
Attack on Titan was a big pull
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
People who
I watched that when I was a kid.
yeah, because it came out in 2013, but that resurgence with the new seasons, that was pulling everybody back.
Yep.
You got people who never even seen a cartoon before picking up a manga. Jessica picked up a manga book and read the finish because she didn't want to wait for it.
Exactly.
Like, come on, it's transformative.
Yes.
It's transformative.
Yeah,
so I definitely,
but all I'm saying is Marvel peak.
it was.
No,
But
let
listen.
me tell you why.
Listen. No, you go first.
Nah, because y'all are saying this.
I'll let you go.
Y'all saying this down the other. My man Stan Lee.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Stan
R.I.P.
Lee.
R.I.P. for sure.
My man Stan Lee. Not only did he build this cinematic universe, not just the cinematic universe, because that's Kevin, but the comic universe, all these untouched properties. We got all these. We got Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck, bro.
Howard is him.
Howard is
I know
him.
about Howard. I know about Howard.
All I'm saying is you have all these untouched IPs, right? And you have all these people. You have all these different avenues in which that you could like branch out towards. There's so much possibility for like more cinema.
Right.
As far as like the movies go and whatnot. Like if you look around, like you saw what happened with Iron Man. Iron Man was crazy.
It was.
Iron Man, that whole trilogy was insane.
It was definitely a trilogy.
And to you. It was insane to you.
I can die on this hill. Iron Man. When I saw Iron Man as a kid, I had no clue who this Robert Downey Jr. fella was when I was a kid. I just saw the man flying on the screen. And that was gas to me. I'm seeing things that are like grounded in reality, right? And I'm seeing that like live action stuff. If you really look at like manga as far as manga goes, like in general, like you'll see manga will be, adapted into an anime, right? Or an anime film, right? But if you look at the live action adaptations of the anime films, I've never seen a good live action adaptation.
But they don't even have to do that to pass Marvel.
Yeah, but like that's the thing though. If you're looking at a screen as a kid, right? Like if I'm like say Black Panther, right? I saw Chadwick on that screen. I walked out. I felt Afrocentric. I grew out my hair. I felt different about myself. I saw Chadwick Boseman. I saw a black hero. That's me. I could be Black Panther. I see that, but when I look at y'all always do this to me, bro. I promise y'all always do.
What we do?
Yo, I'm just saying.
I know that he know that we know.
Y'all are horrible, bro. All I'm saying is I see Chadwick on the screen. I'm like, that could be me, But if I see like a cartoon character running across the screen, I'm not really like,
That's cap.
But hold on, you know what? Because I'll make it back to that. But first, hold on. First, R.I.P. Chadwick and R.I.P. Stanley.
Yeah.
For sure. They're both goats. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at either of them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to relation, I see your point. Like as a kid, seeing things grounded in reality, like you see Iron Man, you see like skyscrapers and missiles and stuff. We all know what that is. And then you see a man in a metal suit flying around. He's like a regular guy. It's definitely cold. I love the Iron Man movies. I'm with you on that. But the thing is that, to Shimon's point, manga doesn't need a live action adaptation to go, right? Because I think the last 3 or 4 Dragon Ball movies have done really well in
Jujutsu
cinema.
Kaisen.
And Jujutsu Kaisen movie was gas. The
Zero?
Demon Slayer movie was gas, right? And on top of that, sometimes what manga what they like to do is because they're so used to making it in episodic ways, they make the movies like meaningless. It just doesn't do anything. But the new age anime are changing that. Demon Slayer movie is essentially like a season by itself. Like It's a part of the plot. It's respected. Everything that happened in the movie happens in the show. It continues with the series. And I like that.
Same thing with Dragon Ball Z.
Same, yeah. With Broly, with Super Broly, and with the last one with the hero.
Jujutsu too. It was supposed to be a flashback.
Okay, yeah, that was
Jujutsu
shaky.
Kaisen gave us a flashback of their
flashback,
That
relationship.
was a prequel, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still, it's canon. It wasn't like they were making stuff up. That is a part of the history of the show that
Exactly.
we're watching now.
I got some beef with Gojo.
And
though.
I think that, like,
I think we all do after that.
That was really bad.
on top of that, even before the movies, the connection that you could have, I was connected. When the plot is so strong in these shows that even if the characters don't look like you can still connect to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. Like if you look into like who's really a fan of Dragon Ball, I'm using Dragon Ball as an easy name. The black community loves Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
The Latino community loves Dragon Ball.
Denzel Curry.
They loves Dragon Ball. Like they have reactions. They have a reaction like camera of a movie theater in South America watching Dragon Ball. Everyone in there is from that country. They are gassed up. They're screaming in their chairs, laughing and crying, all that stuff because they feel the connection. Even though none of those characters look like them.
Yeah.
Not one. And now with the new shows, they're adding diversity characters. They're adding characters of other ethnicities and other kind of stuff into the series as main characters or at least as supporting characters. So if it matters that much to you, there's something there.
Yeah.
But I think that we already
thing.
connected to it
But-
beforehand.
And also to add, I think that because it's still being animated, that's what makes it so imaginative. Like it gives you more room to be creative and see like
Definitely.
the representation in your own life.
Definitely.
Now, seeing a black man on screen, yes, that's a big, huge
That's a
thing.
huge thing?
That is a huge thing. But so is animation as well. You can see yourself in those characters regardless of whatever race you are.
All right. And now, with that point, I'll say 100%. Animation and manga hand in hand, and you can say 100% all day. But the thing about it is, you have to remember, Marvel has animation as well. So they're doing both live action.
But they
have the live action feel. They have the live action feel, and they have the animated adaptations. And the animated stuff is hard. Like I literally like.
But Marvel can't go back.
Huh?
They can't go back to animated. They've already done live action for
Who's stopping them?
this time period.
Who's stopping them?
They can't even handle that.
But they can.
They can't even handle that.
Let me say this. Because the point, I feel like what you're using as a good point, your point is strong, is that Marvel's potential is so high that they could do so many things. But then you can agree with me, Shimon. Marvel's holding themselves back.
Yeah.
I've seen the Iron Man animated shows. I've seen the What If animated series on Disney, and they're good. I love it. I love the Iron Man show with the rings of power. That was tough.
Armored Adventures.
Yeah, that was tough.
with
I like that show, but they stopped. They had the choice. They had the option. They had the animated movie with like the children of the heroes. So you got Thor's daughter, Black Panther's son, and all that stuff. It's an old
And
movie.
there's limits.
Next Avengers.
And
yeah.
also with live action, there's limitations to both the storyline and the character's power.
Definitely.
Because the actor or the stunt doubles can only do so much.
And then the special effects have only gotten so far.
Exactly.
Like animation, as long as they make it clean, they can make it work.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
If we're talking about that field, right? If you're watching anime and like manga all the time, at some point there's gonna get to a point in time where you're gonna not be able to bring someone who wants to watch a cartoon. Like they're not gonna always want to watch a cartoon. Like if I bring a girl over and she's just like, oh, I don't want to watch something animated, and I'm like, well, I really like Death Note, and I try to show her the live action version of Death Note, she's leaving.
Well, it's been real.
Yeah, it's been
Peace
real.
out.
That's the thing though. That's the thing I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like I can bring a girl. I could be like, yo, let's watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. She'll watch Spider-Man: Homecoming because it's live action. But if she wants to watch another Spider-Man, we could be like, hey, let's hit a Spectacular Spider-Man, animated and live action.
So you're saying for date reasons?
I'm not just saying for
that's
date
your
reasons.
point?
I'm just saying for relatability reasons.
I got another thing to say. The reason that she feels that way is because of the popularity that Marvel and them has gained with their actions being so steady and stable over all this time. She likes that stuff. And hold on, I'm gonna keep it quick. She likes that because it's easy to like. Because I'm not gonna say like in a harsh way, but she's basically been told to like it because of how it's
I'll give you
been
that.
pressed and spread, and it's good. It's not like it's like crap. It's watchable. It's good stuff. I love the Spider-Man movies, but I'm saying that in 5 years, manga and anime will be right there, if not already there, where you just
That's a prediction. You got to say that. That's the prediction.
Think about it. People going, yeah, I admit it's prediction.
Yeah.
Think about it right now. You get someone today in the 8th grade, they're about to go through high school. They're going through high school, the movies is coming out, right? The shows is dropping. By the time they graduate and they're going to college, they would have already been very, very normalized with anime and anime movies. And so there will be way less times of, I don't want to watch anything anime. It's not going to matter. You can put some on that's good.
And also, I think that I feel like where manga is right now, I feel like it's moving into a space where women especially will say that they like something in the beginning because that's what their boyfriend likes. And you like to be those people that are like, I'm different. I'm quirky. I like these. It's like girls that like sports because guys like sports. So I don't think that would last long. Exactly. So I don't think that it would be an issue for women to get into it anyways. Like where it would be like, oh, I don't want to watch animation. I mean, they might start off liking it.
That's the thing, though, because when you look at animation as a whole, though, like people normally like associate animation with like being like childlike and childish to a degree, right? And so as a result, people tend to like they lean further away from it. It's gonna be, I'm not saying it's not gonna eventually become normalized because there are like adult cartoons. You got Boondocks, you got Futurama, Simpsons, and the guy, all that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got to be able to understand that most times people are gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, "What are you watching?" And especially those weird like ecchi scenes in anime, like no, bro.
But they don't have that in the movies. We're talking about Marvel as that's a good question. Marvel as a collective, or are we talking about in movies?
We're talking about
Talking
Marvel.
about media.
Marvel.
Well,
is
still
where
though,
it is in media. Yeah.
I think that the issue of things being animated is also maybe another prediction we can make that it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a part of what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Is that by the time
That's very
it's
old-timey to have a problem with animation.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, but like you just said, there's plenty of cartoons, bro. Family Guy and The Simpsons been going on for
Literally
the
the 90s.
Undying. Yes, undying. They have movies that are like inside the universe, even if they're canon or not. And it's just a matter of it's just a different art style.
Yeah.
Really, at that point, that's the only real difference.
Yeah.
Are there people that exist that won't like it? Yeah, there's people that exist that don't like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
is it going to be such a magnitude to where it won't be successful? No. Absolutely not.
No, it'll 100% be successful. I just don't know if it'll. I mean,
Well,
beat.
I think it'll surpass Marvel because we've seen. I haven't heard an answer yet. Has there been anything harder than Endgame that Marvel has put out?
I mean, you gotta think about it like this. Have you watched WandaVision?
Yes.
WandaVision was gas. I can't say that we've reached anywhere in the point of time.
The ending was a little chaotic.
Of course, it was chaotic.
It was chaotic, but it was
the
chaotic.
chaos ending.
Nah, it was chaotic in a bad way. Like, what is going on? Did you watch it?
It was a chaos ending.
Yeah.
That was the purpose. But the thing about it is you have to remember that Marvel, this is the thing that people keep on forgetting about like Marvel as a company and their cinematic universe. They start out small. Like they're always small. They're going to start out like with like 1 or 2 movies that build up. Like Thanos wasn't from the get-go. I mean, you saw him in after credit scenes, but it was all just a build up to get to Infinity War and Endgame. So right now they're in they've already reached Endgame, and now they're at their falling action, and they're expositing, and now we have to get to the rising action again because we got Secret Wars coming out soon. And Secret Wars is a huge thing in the what's it called in the comics.
Marvel. In
the Marvel comics, Secret Wars is a huge thing, and that's what we're leading up to now. We got King the Conqueror. King the Conqueror is a huge villain in Marvel. He's a huge villain in Marvel. And I don't think we even seen Galactus yet.
Not officially. We've seen the Celestials because there was the one guy sitting on the planet, but outside that
We've seen the Celestials, but we haven't seen Galactus. Galactus, the Planet Eater.
What I'm going based off of is what they've done so far. That last Thor, I couldn't even finish it.
Oh no, that was a terrible.
I couldn't even finish it.
It was just a bad movie.
Like,
and you know what? You're making a good point right now. And actually, now I think about it, so are you. But here's the problem I have with your point, right? I know a little bit about the Marvel comics as well, and I know what's coming up. The Secret Wars definitely is huge, so they pull that off right. That's definitely big. But here's the thing, and this is a trait I've seen with Marvel. is that they'll give us like a really, really good looking roster, and they'll only get to like 10% of it. At least when it's talking about think about the phase releases, phase 3 and 4 releases. We got like a third of what was on the releases that they said they would put out.
Well, yeah, because of the pandemic.
Yeah, and that stuff gets in the way. Which is what I'm getting to. And you're also right about the rising action. They don't just drop like 100% the 100% the 100%. They give you a little bit here, a little bit there, and it builds up to a rising action. And that could fly then because they had no competition. Mm-hmm. There wasn't really anybody like dropping. There was no like reliable series you could just go back to. You had Marvel. Mm-hmm. You had Marvel, DC, barely dropping movies. You just had Marvel. But now you have a serious competition, and anime works differently. The shows aren't all connected, so you can have one show that's on right now. It falls off. Another one is on right now. Yeah, and that's gonna keep it building.
But I feel like
momentum.
At that point, it becomes less of an argument between like a company, and it becomes more of an argument between a cinematic universe, a single cinematic universe, and an entire genre of entertainment.
But that's what it is, because Marvel's what's on right now. Marvel is on.
That's all. It's like saying.
And I think a larger conversation is its impact in today's youth, in today's black
community. You cannot argue that manga has a bigger impact than Marvel.
In today's like.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
As far as mainstream media goes, Marvel has had the mainstream audience on a chokehold. People who don't even care about superheroes went to go see Endgame.
Well, I'm talking about the youth.
The youth. I'm talking about the youth. People who don't even care about.
Okay, so let me be clear. So yeah, I think that when we look at the youth in the black community, based off of what I've seen, manga has more impact than Marvel. We can look at the people that we see on Instagram, right? We look at RDC. We look at King Vader. They put out such huge bodies of work, of film, based off of just their characters that they enjoy. And then Aki was talking about RDC, how they combine characters from different universes together in anime, right?
Yeah, they put a real big chunk out of Shonen Jump, which is like one of the companies that is kind of like
publisher.
Publishers, yeah. And they made a series out of putting them on the same, basically all on Earth in the same like neighborhood city. Yeah. And they separated them by heroes, villains, and cartoons. It's called Anime House. It's on YouTube.
Anime House, yeah.
Anime House 1 through 6. Look that up.
It's gas. I'll admit it's gas.
So I'm saying, and these are like the leaders. We know how much the youth is impacted by social media and these people. These are the leaders of this group.
This is true.
They're definitely on the head.
I feel like that it also is like it's a pop culture thing. Like again, I mean, you can say RDC, World One, you know King Vader and whatnot, Caleb City.
Yes.
You know, all these people together, right? And then you got to remember, like, Black Panther's still a thing though.
Black Panther is a thing.
Black Panther.
And that's the only Marvel movie people have cared about since Endgame.
Yes, but no.
That's it.
Yes, but no.
Name another one. I'll wait. Oh, don't say WandaVision.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Was that after Endgame?
Spider-Man: No Way Home, actually.
Was that after Endgame?
Yep.
And was that when they switched the Peter?
That was when all three Peters. Yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
All three of them was in it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I will say that one though, that was like a.
It
was like something in the back pocket, because it happens. It means building up about that one for all so much time. They've been waiting on that one, and on top of that, they've been building Spider-Man. They delayed the timeline of Spider-Man just past it, so they could have put that one out before or after, and it would have been the same film. It wasn't really based around.
No, it wouldn't.
And let's talk about it. How they have 3 different Spider-Mans. In anime, they're not gonna have to do that. Have 3 different people play the same character. It's gonna be animated.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you got to think about it from this perspective. I'm seeing Spider-Man from 2002. I was born in 2002, but I grew up watching, like, on VHS tapes, watching old school Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire on the big screen.
Yeah. That was my favorite Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah. And then you got the nostalgia trip, because Andrew Garfield had his movies, he had his stretch. Nobody thought he was ever going to come back because of how Sony did his character so bad. Yeah. So nobody saw that coming. And so he comes back, and then you have everybody's new favorite Spider-Man of all time, Tom Holland. Everybody loves Tom Holland as Spider-Man. at this point. So you look
So
at
you
that.
think people enjoy the change of actors?
It's not just the change of actors per se, like, because at the end of the day, you know, you can't have the same person doing the same thing over and over forever. Like the only reason that I can say manga, I mean, the only thing anime really has over that is because the voice actors can change and you can have somebody with a similar voice. You're going to notice that it's a different person, but at the end of the day, it's the same face. Mm-hmm. But if you look at, like, as far as nostalgia goes, I'm sitting in the theater. I'm watching this scene. I'm watching, I don't know where Tom Holland Spider-Man is at. I see his best friend Ned open the portal up, and I see these big lenses on the Spider-Man mask, and I'm sitting there in the theater. I'm by myself. I'm not watching this movie with nobody. I'm by myself. I look up. I get goosebumps down my entire arm because I recognize that mask. I recognize who that is. The entire auditorium it lights up. Everybody's screaming because they immediately know who that is.
This man telling the whole
They
story.
step out the portal. He steps out the portal, rips off the mask. It's Andrew Garfield. I'm done. People standing up. They're looking around. They're clapping. It's a standing ovation. They open a second portal. We got this old hipster-looking dude coming out the portal. It's Toby. Do you know how iconic that moment was?
Yeah.
That is an iconic moment. You see that, and you're trying to tell me that manga is beating the nostalgia trip of that?
Yes, because why do you feel all those feelings? You have to ask yourself that question.
The history.
What built that history?
Watching it.
Okay, so I'm saying the connection that people have with manga is the connection that people have watching anime. We have hope. That's what all of this is about.
This is fact.
That's how impactful anime is. And all that it takes is for them to consistently putting out movies like Marvel. And
yes,
boom.
but eventually,
you're going to be standing up clapping to a lot of stuff.
Eventually, manga and anime got to end, though. That's the thing. There are so many intellectual properties that have been untouched at this point. Like look at this.
But they're
Bleach.
unable to
Look
put
at
it out.
this. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach just came back. Mm-hmm. Bleach just came back, and this is the 1,000-year blood war. They only have 52 episodes coming out. Do you know how upsetting that is? That I waited. Bleach came out in what, like early 2000s?
It's been a while.
7+ years have passed since the end of Bleach. And it just came back. And I'm sitting here waiting, and I'm realizing, wait, this is the last thing that they're ever going to animate for Bleach. So basically, this is just a countdown to the end. And I'm upset. I'm upset at this point. I'm watching Spider-Man on the screen, and I'm not gonna spoil the ending because that's really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. If you haven't seen it at this point, it's been a year.
Yeah.
It's been about a year. Yeah, basically, we seeing this man Peter alone, completely alone, but it's still not the end. There's still much more that they could do with the character because Spider-Man has such.
But they're unable to retell the story in the ways that they have.
They can't do
That's
it
my
forever.
biggest thing with them, is that they're unable to retell these stories on screen the way that they have.
Yeah, but the thing about
Does it matter that there's so many untouched properties if they cannot tell the story correctly?
Yes and no.
And to that note, see, I hear what you're saying, but manga is still gonna surpass Marvel in the next 5 years. He made good points, right? He made some points, but
He gets some points.
it's still what you feel, what you just showed me, how passionately you feel. You built that off of memories and off of the availability and easy access to Marvel. What I'm saying is, within the next 5 years, anime will be so mainstream that the memories that you built will be built by the younger generation. Mm-hmm. And then they'll be telling the stories that you just told me about anime that they'll be seeing, and things they'll be seeing, and tales they'll be seeing. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, the intellectual property that Marvel has just left untouched, from what I can tell, they're not gonna go through it. They haven't gone through it in the past. They have a reason to go through it now because they're falling off, but they might rush it. They might not do it as well. It's not. Marvel has not showed me that I can be, oh yeah, they'll snap back. I can't say that with confidence. I just can't. We'll see. We will see in 5 years.
Bet.
And I want everybody else with an opinion, whether you agree or disagree, go into the comments, fight it out, tell us what you think, because we want to know, because this is how we feel. But
Bet.
I think we found a loophole.
this guy, it's all gonna happen. 5 years.
Bet.
5 years.
Want to play varsity?
Ay, running up by the morning.